Welcome to my channel, Zero to Amazon. There's a moment I've never really talked about publicly, a moment that still visits me in the quiet hours. It was 2001. I was sitting alone in a nearly empty office. The dot-com bubble had burst. The headlines, they weren't just predicting our failure, they were writing our obituary. Amazon.toast, they called us. Our stock had fallen over 90%. We were $1 billion in debt. And I had to look my team in the eye and tell them we were going to survive. When, in my heart, I wasn't sure we would. That was the real test. Not the success. The near collapse. People see the empire now. They see the rockets, the smile logo, the numbers. They don't see the fragile thing it once was, the thing that almost wasn't. It's funny. It all started with a quieter idea, a regret minimization framework. I was 30 years old, working at a hedge fund in New York. It was a good job, a safe job, the kind of job you're supposed to want. But I had this restlessness, this idea for the internet, for a bookstore. A million bookstore. I remember telling my boss. His reaction? Well, he was a brilliant man. He listened patiently, and then he said, "You know, Jeff, that sounds like a really good idea, but it would be a better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job." He had a point, a very logical point, but I went for a walk. A long walk, 2 hours through Manhattan. And I thought about my life at 80. I knew I wouldn't regret trying and failing, but I would regret never having tried at all. That was the clarity. That was the moment the path appeared. So I did it. I quit. I drove across the country to Seattle. My wife was with me. My father. He lent us his life savings. That's a weight you carry. You don't forget that. And we started. In a garage. Of course, in a garage. It's almost a cliché now, isn't it? But then, it was just cold. I had a desk made from a wooden door. We had a bell that would ring every time an order came in. And we'd all gather around, hoping it would ring. Just once. I remember those nights, packing books myself, on my hands and knees on that concrete floor. The smell of cardboard and packing tape. Your back aches, your fingers are raw, and you're thinking, is anyone even out there? Does anyone care? We grew, faster than we ever imagined. The bell, it rang so much we had to turn it off. It was deafening. That was the thrill, the sheer, unadulterated thrill of building something people wanted. But growth, it hides problems. It creates new ones. We were expanding, hiring, spending. We were trying to be everything all at once. And then the world shifted. The dot-com boom ended, and the bust was brutal. Overnight, it felt like the music stopped. The funding dried up. The confidence vanished. We were burning through cash. We were this close to going under. I had to make decisions I never thought I'd have to make. Letting go of people. Good people, who had believed in this crazy dream. That was the hardest part, by far. Looking someone in the eye who had trusted you and telling them it was over. That stays with you. The world was screaming at us to stop, to fold, to admit it was a beautiful, failed experiment. But I couldn't give up. In the middle of that chaos, we found our focus. We went back to the customer. Obsessively, relentlessly. We stopped trying to be clever for the press and started being useful for the people who actually use the site. We invented things out of pure necessity. One-click ordering, customer reviews. Things that seem obvious now, but were radical then. We built our way out, brick by brick, innovation by innovation. And we learned the most valuable lesson of all, a lesson every founder Every creator needs to learn. It's not about being right when everyone agrees with you. That's easy. It's about being right when everyone thinks you're wrong. It's about holding on to your conviction even when the evidence seems stacked against you. Especially then. Success is a resource. It gives you a cushion. It gives you a platform. But it's not the goal. The goal is the building, the creating, the stubborn, irrational belief that you can make a dent in the universe. Look at your own life. That idea you have. That project you're scared to start. That path that seems too risky. I'm telling you, the regret of not trying will haunt you far longer than the temporary pain of failure. Take the long view. Look at your life from 80. What story do you want to tell? What dent, however small, do you want to make? The world will tell you it's impossible. They told me. But the thing is, they don't know you. They don't know your resolve. Only you do. So build your door desk. Pack your first box. Write your first line of code. Start. Subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. And thank you for watching.